Okay, we're here to welcome Steve Cook as our guest for this chat. And here's some background. Prior to signing for the R's, you were at Nottingham Forest from January 22, I think, to August 2023. Only a small period, but during that time, I believe you helped Forest gain promotion to the Premiership, actually scoring a penalty in the shootout against Sheffield United. How did that season feel, Steve?
Yeah, it was a really good one for myself. Obviously, personally, I didn't play too much in the kind of first half of the season for Bournemouth, so to get the opportunity to go there and kind of end up being promoted to the Premier League and to be kind of involved in the penalty shootout, and the playoff system, playing at Wembley, it couldn't have gone any better. So yeah, it was a strange season leaving Bournemouth after a long time there, but I went to a huge club in Nottingham Forest and obviously got that success, and it turned out to be a great decision and a great transfer for me.
Yeah, I mean, from 2011 till 2021, so that's 10 years, you were with the Cherries anyway and gained promotion with them as well to the Premiership, so it's almost like a habit.
Yeah, well, I hope that if it is a habit, hopefully that continues. Yeah, so I had a really successful time at Bournemouth. Obviously signing when I was in League One and making it all the way to the Premier League and captaining the club for a period of time as well. So yeah, it was an unbelievable journey, an unbelievable time in my life, and that's where my family is still. So that's home for me now. So yeah, it was a great 10 years, and
well, I think I'm right in saying that there was a 5-1 defeat of Fulham, and that you scored a screaming shot in that. Which must have been
good Friday night. Yeah,
I was going to say that must have felt good.
Yeah, I remember that well. It was actually a lot of people didn't think it was actually a shot, but if you look, 100% it's a shot on target. Yeah,
well, it couldn't have been just a coincidence, just a sort of one-off, because apparently in the game against Liverpool in 2016, you actually provided the winning goal in the 4-3 defeat of Liverpool.
Well, believe it or not, I haven't scored for a couple of seasons now, but before then I was quite prolific for a centre back. So I'm trying to find my scoring boots again, and hopefully I get goals soon for QPR, and I can kind of start adding a few more and kind of start enjoying that side of football as well.
Great. I'm going to put you on my prediction one then. Okay. Life before Bournemouth at the top level was with Brighton and Hove Albion, whom you signed for, I believe, in 2008. However, in the rich traditions of developing a player, you were sent off to Eastleigh, Eastbourne Borough, Havant and Waterlooville. What a mouthful. And even up north to Mansfield Town. Those loans finally led to you getting a loan at Bournemouth, which was converted into the permanent move. But do you still follow the progress of the Seagulls?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the centre back that I kind of come through with, he was a year younger than me, was Lewis Dunk. So he's going to have an unbelievable career. So he was a year younger than me, so we was in the youth team together. Kind of went through, and so yeah, I still look out for them results. Obviously, the club's changed a lot since I'd been there. Training ground. It was the first. I think I was there for the first season with the new stadium, and then I left. So yeah, it's a great club. I was lucky to come through there and kind of see part of the journey as well. Gone from obviously the Withdean to the Amex, and yeah, I can't believe how far they've gone. The owner's amazing there. He's done a terrific job, and only looks like they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the closest big team to where you grew up, and it was their scout that drove an hour along the south coast to see you play. Was that in Hastings itself or its surrounds? Because you're a William Parker School lad, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so it was a junior tournament, I think, in Hastings when I initially got a trial, and I was, I think, 8 years old then, and kind of went through all the way to when I leave at 19, 20. Yeah, I went to William Parker School, or sports college back then. So very football related, helped me in that journey. Obviously, giving me the time off I needed to go and train, and go from Hastings to Brighton in the evenings, and coming back at that young age was quite a distance. But yeah, it was I was very fortunate with the people around me, and the coaches at Brighton were brilliant to give me a good kind of very disciplined kind of upbringing in football. Obviously, a lot different to the way things are done now in academies, but you know, I was very grateful for that, and it's kind of set the foundations for the way I am now in football.
Well, that's good. Which teams did you play for when you were growing up?
I played for Hastings Town. It wasn't, so it's Hastings United now, but it was Hastings Town then. But not only for a couple of seasons, just because you obviously get to the age and you have to commit to kind of grassroots or the Brighton, and it was a centre of excellence back then. So I think I made that transition into about when I was about 10, and then played all the way through with Brighton.
Wow.
So yeah, school football and playing for Brighton was kind of school football was the most enjoyable part for me. I used to love that.
Okay, I got my excellent researchers came up with two names from those days that I hope you're going to remember. Liam Upton.
Yep.
Okay, and another centre back called Josh Gibandi, who ended up on trial at Peterborough and Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, so I was very lucky. So actually, Liam, I was best man for his wedding last summer. So still very close. Josh Gibandi lives in America now, but when I met him in Chicago in the summer, so I've still got the same school friends, still very close with them. Liam went all the way, got scholarship, and didn't get a pro contract. Josh, the same with Peterborough, but went to America for university and ended up staying there. And another one of my friends, Josh Pellin, he actually got a pro contract at Brighton with me as a goalkeeper. He was a first year pro, and so we used to, him and Josh used to travel from Hastings to Brighton every day. And yeah, all my school friends are still very close friends now. So I think that's what's kind of kept the me kind of like
grounded.
Yeah, grounded with football, and all our families are all close as well. So it's one of them where you kind of can have that break from football as well. You can kind of take yourself out of it and kind of just talk about normal things, and kind of take yourself out of losing a game or going on a bad run. So that's kind of the real positive I've got in my life with that.
Yeah, I spoke to someone who knows your dad, Richard.
Oh, okay.
Who was or is a postman?
Yeah, well, yeah, he was. Yeah,
as a result of that conversation, I also discovered that you're a majority funder of Westfield FC.
Yeah,
funding their new floodlights, I believe.
Well, trying to, you know.
And I know this was after they had their 70s clubhouse destroyed in fire. But I gather you've never played for them?
No, never. It will be a bit of a fall from grace if I play for Westfield, unfortunately. But no disrespect to the lads there if they ever hear this. But something where a close friend of mine he runs it with his family, and I basically asked if he needed any help and whatnot to kind of raise a profile-ish, and kind of they're in transition into a new ground. So yeah, it was just quite a nice timing to get involved in, and you know, try to give back a little bit to local football, really.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're moving into a new ground next to the cricket ground, so that's good news. Whereabouts in Hastings did you used to live?
So it's actually St Leonard's. So
that's like the Hove, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
St Leonard's, actually.
Yeah, so St Leonard's, but obviously Hastings. Not many people say they're from St Leonard's, but yeah. So I lived there for. I think I moved out of my family home about 18, 19 when I went along to Brighton. It might have been 19, yeah. So I love Hastings. I'm very I love my hometown. I used to try and go back. It was difficult to go back, obviously, when I went up to Nottingham Forest, because it's a bit of a journey. But no, all my family are there, so I love going back, and I'm very kind of biased towards the south coast. I've never really kind of
Sorry about
lived from the sea either. So until I left, obviously 18 months ago. So yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for the sea.
I used to live off Westfield Lane. That's how I know so much about the area.
So
I'm now living opposite I'm living opposite the Bo Peep
Oh, okay.
pub.
Oh wow, yeah. So one of my friends, his mum and dad own it. It's a small
Steve.
world. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve
Yeah, it is a
Jackson.
small world.
Yeah,
So
very
you've
small.
obviously still got friends, relatives in Hastings area, which I'm sure loads of people will know down here. So let's move on to a few more QPR related questions, if I may, before we run out of time.
No problem.
What part did any of the current players have an influence in your decision to come to QPR?
Yeah, huge. Jack and Asmir had a huge part to play. Asmir was kind of where the talks kind of really came from. And yeah, I obviously spoke to Jack, Asmir, and the manager, and I was really keen to come anyway. It was a club that I kind of preferred out of the clubs there where I could have went to. So I was really eager to join, and then obviously Asmir and Jack and the manager kind of sold it as well, and I'd done everything possible to kind of join the club. It was very difficult to get out of Nottingham Forest for different reasons, but eventually kind of the owner's son and the manager at Nottingham Forest helped push it along, and I was very grateful to get down here.
That's good. I mean, did the new training facilities help?
Yeah, look, they help, but for me, training facilities are look, they're great. Really, don't get me wrong, it's lovely, but again, where you hear every day, you know, that it's one of them. But you training grounds only as good as, you know, the wins out of it. Kind of, if you're not winning, the training grounds, it's not a great place to be. Obviously, when you're winning, coming in day to day, you're happy anywhere. So yeah, the facilities help. They didn't really make an impact on why I came. To be honest, I hadn't even seen the training facilities before I came. So
Okay.
yeah, so the decision wasn't based on the training ground at all.
Okay.
But,
and how about when you how about when you did come? Did you find it was any different to settling in with QPR as opposed to any other teams? Are they all the same? Is it all difficult or all easy?
Yeah, look, where I've only been in my kind of senior career at a couple of clubs. Obviously, going to Nottingham Forest was hard. It was COVID was still lingering around, so the manager and a few players weren't in. I'd left Bournemouth, where I'd been for a long time, and had good relationships there. So it was a little bit more difficult. Obviously, I came here, and when I spoke to the manager about having an impact in the dressing room, I thought it's one of them where you can't really waste days. I missed the pre-season, so kind of come down and threw myself straight into it, where you knew a couple of lads as well. It's easier to kind of get into the change room and kind of not set down a marker, but we won the first game that I was involved in, which helps as well, and you kind of get a respect off the lads. And yeah, I was really excited to get involved and try and hope make a difference in the group. And it's a young group. That's probably had a difficult time in the last kind of couple of years, and I think the lads that the manager and the club have brought in have kind of helped turn that dressing room around and be a little bit more positive and look forward.
Yeah. Have you got any regrets as far as your footballing career has gone?
No, to be honest. the decisions and the way I've come from, and I've played in every league, Conference South, Conference. I missed out League Two. I played in League One, obviously Championship, Premier League, had relegations, and I wouldn't change anything because my career has been a fantastic one, and I'm hoping now I can still. I'm 32, got a lot of time left. Hopefully, a lot to give back, and continue to play. And I'm really kind of enjoying where I'm at now. Physically, I'm improving, getting a lot fitter, and kind of getting up to speed with the game. And no regrets as of yet. And I'm hoping there isn't any more to come, or any to come either as well. So.
Okay. I've got what should have been a quick 10 questions for you, to rapid fire ones for you to go yes, no, or whatever on without thinking, but actually there's 11. So okay. I'll start off with the 11th one, if I may.
Yeah.
Who is the most talented teammate that you've played with?
Jack Wilshere.
That was easy. Okay. Growing up, who was the footballer you most looked up to, and who was the best that you have played against?
I would say Michael Owen when I was growing up.
Not a defender?
Well, believe it or not, I was more of an attacking player when I was younger, until I lost my pace at 10. And the most talented player I played against, I'm going to go for Harry Kane. I think naturally, an unbelievable finisher. I played against him when he played off the shoulder, and it was very difficult player to play then. And then obviously over the years he changed the game and dropped in. So I'll go for Harry Kane.
Okay. When you finally hang up your boots for the very last time, do you still want to be involved with the game, or just make a clean break?
No, absolutely. That's something where I've used my time where I didn't play at Nottingham Forest to do obviously coaching badges and watch sessions and take sessions from managers that I played with. I've always done that over the years, and put them on my laptop and kind of be ready for something. I always thought, look, I don't know how I'm going to feel at 35 or 40 whenever I retire. But if I'm ready, or as ready as you can be, if something gets offered or an opportunity came up, I was ready for that occasion. So yeah, I've tried using my time out of playing to kind of prepare for staying in football. Yeah.
Good stuff. How do you switch off between training and matches?
Yeah, I don't really. Very difficult to. That's something that I've really, as a younger player, it was easy to. I don't think I appreciated the game as much as I do now. Now, yeah, it's very difficult to take your mind off football, and if we do a session or play a game in a certain way, I kind of think about that. I think about my game more than I used to, and I find it very difficult now to switch off from football, and I used to sleep very easily. Now, a bit harder. Which
I think now you might be thinking more like a coach. It sounds to me. All right.
Yeah. So and obviously playing wise as well. Obviously you're not going to play well every game, or you're going to in form. So sometimes they weigh a little bit more heavier than the good performances. So the switching off is becoming harder for me, and I think that's a natural thing in football when I do love the game a lot.
Okay, now I wrote this next one over 3 weeks ago, so it's got nothing to do with current events. What is worse, losing the game or an own goal?
Losing the game.
That's a right answer, I reckon. And how much would you like to get a goal too? It sounds like you really would.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I'm kind of really conscious of. Obviously, you'd rather be keeping clean sheets than other lads scoring, but I'm quite conscious of giving back to the team and kind of contributing in that way as well.
All right. And what team did you support growing up? Would it be the Seagulls?
No, it wasn't. Well, when I was
Liverpool, probably.
Yeah, it was Liverpool. Yeah, I really like Michael Owen for some reason. And then obviously when I got playing for Brighton, it was a club that I grew very fond of, and still obviously, like we said, look out for their results. weekends and during the week as well now.
All right. And what's your favourite band or taste in music?
Yeah, so my taste in music is very broad. Like I like a bit of everything. Really into a bit of country music at the moment. So I'm going to go for Morgan Wallen at the moment. He's kind of the flavour of the month in the car.
Okay, all right. Do you have any superstitions you follow before a match, and if so, why?
Well, I'm a very boring eater, so I'd eat very similar Friday nights. So just plain chicken Peters. How boring is that? Very plain, but
No,
plain chicken and rice. So very easy to please, very easily pleased, and
digestible.
Yes. So yeah, that will stay the same. That's why I like the off season. Sometimes you mix it up a little bit, but during the season, very, very plain.
All right. Are you vocal on the pitch during the match?
I try to be. I think in the early games where I was so focused on my fitness and kind of getting through games, concentration, where I was naturally lacking the off the playing side. I think over the next few weeks and the season, I'm hoping that the fans and the manager will see my game kind of develop a lot more, where I can naturally give more back. But early stages, I had to kind of not be selfish, because I try and talk on the pitch and not whatnot. But in the early stages, I had to kind of think about obviously my performance and the fitness levels and getting through them. But I think over the next few weeks now, I'm hoping the fans will see like my game come on, and I do play in a different way sometimes, and I like to travel out with the ball and be on the ball a little bit more than what I have been in games. But obviously fitness wise, you have to kind of adapt and kind of manage yourself and get through games, and that's where I've been at recently.
I don't think you've got any criticisms from the fans. Don't worry about that. So when you're talking to the players, like the younger players, do they actually listen to you?
I'd like to think so. It's a very respectful group. With the lads that are coming in, with Jack, Foxy, myself, Asmir, it's kind of added to. It's a very young group. It's a group that's been a bit fractured over the years, and I've had one-on-one conversations with the young lads. I've had obviously chats in the change rooms before and after, and yeah, I'd like to think they've listened. There's lads that are in different stages of their careers, and that some can really kick on and play at the top. You've got players like myself, kind of not at the end of their career, but in a different kind of situation to the 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, and I think they're leaning on a bit of criticism from myself and the lads as well. It can't all be positive.
No.
So yeah, we've got a very good group now. It's a very hungry group, and I think we'll start seeing that coming out onto the pitch soon.
Good stuff. Last question. Who is the fastest sprinter amongst the defenders?
Well, if you look at FIFA or the new game, I was quite disappointed. I got 39 rated, so that's extremely low. Let's be at probably the lowest of them, which is a bit unfair. Even 32. The fastest. Are we talking wing backs now as well or not?
Go on then. We'll include them. Smithy.
Well, if Smithy wants to kind of put himself in the defenders, we'll give Smithy the accolade. But Ozzy, I think, be Ozzy or Jake.
That makes sense.
Cover the ground really well. I'm actually going Jimmy last. So might have to get onto the new EFC and kind of get that rating changed.
Yeah, there could be some rivalry.
Jimmy won't be happy. We actually had a debate about this at dinner on Tuesday night, so he wasn't best pleased with that.
All right. Steve Cook, Hastonian, and William Parker Boy, many thanks for agreeing to talk to me today. May I wish you all the very best for the future.
Thanks a lot.
My name is Brian Fisher, and this has been a Hoops and Dreams QPR podcast. Come on, you R's.
We know who we are. You know who we are. We are QPR.